YouTube, you don't know me, but I certainly know you. Like most of Gen Z, the vast majority, new media, platforms like this, have played a huge role in shaping my perspective on life and how I view the world around me. Really only second to first-hand experiences. I won't go ahead and name any specific content creators because it's too vast, and by the time I upload this, half of them will probably be cancelled, knowing how the internet operates. But nonetheless, certainly more than our parents who grew up on legacy media, which is actively perishing as we speak. Most folks my age and younger have attained most of the information they've gathered on platforms such as YouTube. These days, more so TikTok, Instagram, etc. Known as the plugged-in generation, it's really been an intrinsic part of my life. One of the very first Christmas presents that I starkly remember, besides my PlayStation, was an iPod Touch 5th generation, a baby blue, one of those ones with the little tab you could pop out and put the wristband on, as if anybody actually used that. For me, that was essentially a little YouTube vessel. When I received my first paycheck from the grocery store I was working at when I was 15, the very first thing I purchased was a stupidly expensive video camera. It sort of looked like the home VHS camera that my mom would film all of our home videos on that you'd flip out. I started creating videos within my own little world, filming my friends and I running around like delinquents as we trekked through summer nights, trespassing on halfway completed construction sites, and other only slightly nefarious things, mostly harmless. Homestyle vlogs for best friends' prom recitals, documentaries with my grandmother in the final months of her life, all of which I piled onto USB drives and burned onto discs, but never dared upload. I'm 22 years old now. I'm just your run-of-the-mill, somewhat bland Canadian guy, trying to navigate his way through life during these very tumultuous times that we're all living through. But I've been lucky in the sense that the past few years have been cultivating in a way that shaped me into the person I am today. To the backdrop of some turbulence, but it's just made the journey that much more interesting. When I was 18, I began working with the Canadian Red Cross at the height of the pandemic. That one. This experience, being part of something larger than myself, instilled a confidence in me that I hadn't quite experienced growing up as the chubby, pimply, nerdy, redheaded kid that I was for the vast majority of my childhood. For most of that time, I really could only fit the role of class clown. I'm sure a lot of former dorks can relate to that, because unless I was entertaining or amusing or the butt of the joke, I really had nothing else to offer. Nobody was interested in having anything to do with me. So I learned how to be amusing and funny. I hope. We'll see. Nonetheless, it wasn't just time that changed the way that I see myself, the world around me, what kind of role I might want to play in it, until I was granted these experiences that pumped me full of a little bit more confidence than I was used to or had experienced. Back to this job, it was deployment-based, which enabled me to work from anywhere within my province and save a few loonies along the way. At 19, I took the leap from my small, rural, northern Canadian city, where I was born and raised, down to beautiful Vancouver, the beacon of the province, despite its many faults, a topic of which that I'm sure will come up in some future videos. I was hardly the first young Canadian to make a move down to the lower mainland. So I did. It's where the happening was, and it's where I decided that I wanted to be. Despite being broke and having zero connections, I packed up my 2003 Chevrolet Cavalier, my navy blue coupe, how I miss her, and made my way down to Vancouver. Long story short, this led me to the doors of a spectacular local hostel. I had a sublet that fell through. Every other rental prospect was grossly expensive. This would have been back in 2021. It's only gotten worse. I was basically couch surfing. I was all around. And so I wound up staying at a local hostel on Granville Street for a couple days to get myself back on my feet. This wound up turning into the best job I have ever had and continued to work with the company to this day. I started as a tour guide, started managing that department, worked in the bar for a little bit, and then transitioned over to digital marketing. Like the other roles that I've had in my professional life, it was a huge enrichment and something that I'm extremely grateful for. It's never really felt like work. All this to say, it's led me here today. The idea of making content, of sharing my perspective and my experiences with my voice on a platform like this has been in the back of my mind for over half of my life. And it dawned on me that I've been successfully navigating the media world and producing content for years. only not for myself. I've proven to myself that I have the skills, and I said, why not take those skills and use them to build a platform where I can speak earnestly and passionately about the things that I really value and care about. I think for myself this endeavor is long overdue. From this channel you can expect plenty to come. But first and foremost, expect essay-style video documentaries about topics that I feel well enough versed in to delve into, at least with some additional research, which I will always cite in the bio below. I plan to cover a wide range of topics, from business and consumerism to health and travel, culture, history, current events, and more. Who do I think I am? Also, the occasional vlog. If only I had vlogged my recent road trip across half of North America. You can expect I will document my future adventures. As I build this little online community, I want to hear from you. I want to hear your thoughts, counter-thoughts, criticism, suggestions, requests, banter. I wrote down too many adjectives. You get the idea. I want to hear everything. Even your hate comments. I have thick skin. Lay it on me. Engagement. Right? Let's build a parasocial relationship together. We're all bored, we're all lonely, we're all disoriented, we're all discombobulated. Well, maybe I'm projecting. I wouldn't dare call myself a journalist, not now, not ever, but I will tell you that I value the truth, and I value curiosity. And those are going to be the main pillars that I build myself and my content upon while I cultivate this channel. And I promise I can only get more interesting from here. I just thought I would introduce myself before I dive in. So, like this video, give me a follow, and join my little internet corner of curiosity. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next video.